Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing this morning? This is your boy Ivan. Today we're going to look at the top 10 most dangerous tourist attractions by They Will Kill You. Now, while I'm not really much of a touristy kind of guy, the only place that's considered touristy that I've been to was, where have I been to? Washington, D.C. for my senior trip, my middle school senior trip, which we were originally supposed to stay there for 2 days, but they changed it to, oh, we're just stay there the whole day just to look at everything quickly, so that kind of sucked. But it was actually kind of fun. And I've also been to Puerto Rico twice, but this was when I was a toddler, so I barely remembered anything about that trip. And there are other tourist places that I really do want to go. However, if some of them happen to be one of the top 10 on this list, I may reconsider that. Such as, getting inside an acrylic cage with a 30-foot crocodile. That sounds fun. However, there's also a good chance that shit can break and I get eaten. But who knows, what's life without risk, you know what I mean? So let's just see how dangerous these tourist attractions are actually. So the link in the video will be in the description down below. Please support these guys. These guys are some creepy, awesome, scary content that I really recommend you guys check out. Without further ado, let me shut the hell up and let's get this started.
From some of the deadliest spots in nature to perils engineered by man, here are 10 of the most dangerous tourist attractions. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to They Will Kill You. Hit the like button and request any topics you'd like to learn about in the comments section below.
I did it, you guys should too.
Number 10, Lake Natron. With its remarkable color characterized by bright shades of pink, Tanzania's Lake Natron is truly a sight to behold. It's also the only breeding ground in East Africa for about 2.5 million lesser flamingos.
I've heard about this
lake.
lake.
Pink color. These birds add to the lake's natural beauty. There are several campgrounds for tourists near the lake. However, visitors mustn't fall prey to the bright color display, as the lake is very dangerous. With a pH level higher than that of ammonia and temperatures that reach 140 degrees Fahrenheit, it's an unhospitable environment for most life forms, including people. The lake's made up of chemical compounds that can burn the skin off you, and most animals that dare to tread its waters. Number 9, Cliffs of Moher.
I knew it was dangerous, but damn, I didn't know it was acid
Spectacular
water.
natural landscapes make it a popular destination for tourists from all over the world.
I would go see that.
Overlooking the rough waters of the Atlantic Ocean are the Cliffs of Moher, which offer some of the country's most breathtaking views.
That's
Yet
gorgeous,
for those who want
actually.
to explore the rugged charm of these cliffs, the hike can be quite dangerous. As the trail extends along the top of the cliffs, sections of the path become steeper and feature loose gravel and smooth stones. Unpredictable heavy rainfall and high winds make the trek difficult and slippery. There aren't any guardrails to protect against the deadly drop. In 2010, the dangers of the cliff were reaffirmed when a large portion of the upper ledge fell into the ocean.
Oh shit.
In 2006, a woman that had reached the top of the cliff was swept to her death by powerful winds. For others, the cliffs have become a suicide spot.
Oh my God.
A tragic example from 2007 involves a mother who jumped off the 600-foot cliff while still holding on to her 4-year-old son.
You stupid bitch.
Number 8, Alnwick Gardens.
Oh my God.
Jane Percy, Duchess of Northumberland, decided to go a different route when selecting the plants to be included in the gardens of England's Alnwick Castle. The Duchess didn't want another banal garden full of medicinal or decorative plants. Instead, she saw it as an opportunity to teach schoolchildren and get them intrigued about other types of plants that aren't so common in botanical gardens. Aside from coca and cannabis, there are numerous poisonous plants in the Alnwick Gardens. One example is the angel's trumpet, which delivers an aphrodisiac effect before the poison sets in. The castle grounds feature a gated area known as the Poison Garden. There are plenty of warnings about plants that can cause certain death. Even though visitors can't actively touch or smell the plants, as they're at a relatively safe distance from them, there have been instances of people fainting because of the toxic fumes released into the air.
Oh damn.
Number 7, Trolltunga.
Trolltunga?
Translated as Troll's Tongue, Trolltunga has been recognized in recent years as one of Norway's most dangerous attractions. It's located at an
I
elevation
wouldn't be
of
surprised
almost
if that shit just
3,600
breaks
feet
apart.
above sea level, and reaching Trolltunga on foot requires a difficult 10-hour climb.
Damn.
The natural rock plateau was most likely created millions of years ago by glaciers.
I don't like
eroded the
heights, so I
cliff
wouldn't
below.
want to go to these places
As the
anyway.
plateau extends above the beautiful Norwegian landscape, trekkers are
Wow.
treated to stunning views. In recent years, it has become a popular photo opportunity for people visiting Norway. Some choose to engage in daredevil behavior, seemingly
Really?
unaware
What
of the
dumbass
deadly
want to do
drop.
that?
They stand close to the edge or dangle their feet over the cliff. One photograph shows a tourist doing a handstand right on the edge of the plateau. Some Norwegian tour
Stupid
guides
ass.
have argued that Trolltunga is a tragedy waiting to happen. They were proven right when a 24-year-old Australian student accidentally fell to her death.
Jesus.
Number 6, Borviagen Beach.
I
Brazil
know
is home
about
to
this
some of the
one.
world's most
The
sought
shark
after
attack
beaches,
capital of the
and
world, pretty
Borviagen
much.
used to be near the top of the list. Tourists from all over the world were drawn to the perfect weather, famous sunsets, and warm, clear ocean waters. However, since 1992, numerous shark attacks have made Borviagen one of the most dangerous beaches in the world. The attacks have claimed the lives of at least 24 people, with the most recent victim in 2013. Bull sharks, one of the most aggressive shark species in the world, are the main problem, but tiger sharks are also present in the shallow coastal waters.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck that.
unusual for shark attacks to be this concentrated in number. Some argue that the reason for this was the construction of Porto de Suape, which sealed off several estuaries actively used by sharks as breeding grounds.
There was actually
Number
another reason
5,
for that. I'll get into that later.
Colorado River. Whitewater rafting is an activity that the whole family can enjoy. Yet for those who take on the Colorado River without proper training and equipment, it can lead to serious injuries and even death.
No,
The
really?
river system features Class 5 rapids, which for the level of experience is placed at expert by the international scale of river difficulty. It essentially means that paddlers and swimmers will face a number of challenges that range from violent rapids to drops with large waves, and rescue is often difficult, even for professionals. 2014 was one of the deadliest years in the river system's history. 14 people died within the first 7 months of the year. Heavy
Damn.
rains contributed to the problem, but the main factor was the melting ice from higher up in the mountain range. Number 4,
Damn.
Danakil Desert.
Danakil Desert.
The Danakil Desert is located in what's
Just the
known
name
as
sounds
the
like something you
Afar
don't want to get
Triangle.
near.
Bordered by Ethiopia in the northeast, Eritrea in the south, and Djibouti in the northwest. Even though it's one of the lowest and hottest places on Earth, adventurous tourists still want to challenge themselves and visit various areas of the desert. Many dangers await those who choose to take the trip, as Danakil Desert is known as hell on Earth.
I
The
bet.
salt wasteland measures around 50,000 square miles, and for most of its territory, the air is filled with poisonous vapors of sulfur. Tourists that want to catch a glimpse of the landscapes that look like they're from another planet might be risking their lives in doing
It's
so.
just not worth it at all.
Researchers believe that even a short stay in Danakil can affect health. In addition to the burnt, unbreathable air, there's volcanic activity, temperatures that can exceed 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and even bandits that live on the fringes.
Oh, fuck that.
Number 3, Half Dome.
Half Dome.
Around 60 people have died on Yosemite Park's Half Dome and on the trail that leads to it. The hike takes an entire day and involves a climb of more than 5,000 feet. Hikers that take on the last 400 feet of the trail face a difficult, nearly vertical climb. There are ladder-like
Oh,
metal
hell
cables to
no.
help them reach the summit, but accidents have happened where people slipped and fell. In fact, the bottom part of the cliff is known as the death slabs. These incidents can happen even in dry weather, but the trail becomes even more dangerous in wet conditions when the rocks and cables become slippery. To make matters worse, the Half Dome is basically a gigantic lightning rod. There have
Really?
been a number
That
of
too?
incidents of hikers being struck by lightning as they were trying to make the climb. Number 2, Granard Island. For many years since 1942, Scotland's Granard Island was quarantined after being used by the government as a test site for biological weapons. Most of the experiments conducted involved the use of anthrax. In humans, the virus has an estimated kill rate of around 95%.
That's disgusting.
Concerns were raised after a group calling themselves Operation Dark Harvest sent anthrax-contaminated soil from the island to several government facilities across the UK, demanding a decontamination of Granard. In 1986, the government sprayed 280 tons of formaldehyde solution diluted in seawater all over the surface of the island in an effort to rid it of anthrax. Afterwards, a flock of test sheep was placed on the island and remained healthy. As of 1990, Granard has been declared safe. Nevertheless,
You sure about that?
there are still those who question the truth behind the claim, as anthrax has been described as a very
Ew.
resilient and deadly bacterium. Number
Oh.
1. Predator Shield.
Predator shield?
Forget Mount Fuji or the suicide forest. Game shows are becoming Japan's most dangerous tourist attraction.
Really?
Thrill seekers have the chance to come face to face with one of the largest predators on Earth before a live studio audience.
Really?
While Japanese game shows are well known for putting their contestants through some outrageous experiences, this particular case might be the most dangerous one yet. A 14-second clip from the TV show emerged online in 2015, and the content is terrifying. It shows a woman in a see-through plexiglass cube that's being pushed around by a large grizzly bear. The woman, who is screaming throughout the video, captures her perspective from inside the cube with a handheld camera. The massive grizzly, called Dakota, shakes and flips the cube, searching for an opening to what it perceives as an easy meal.
Oh
The
my
game
god.
is reportedly called Predator Shield, and the preview video quickly became viral. It had some commenters wondering if Japanese shows had gone too far in their efforts to provide entertainment.
You fucking
In
think?
2017, mixed martial arts fighter Bob Sapp got into a cage with a large grizzly to try and outmuscle it. It was part of a bizarre Japanese TV show in which Sapp and the grizzly were separated by a thick layer of plexiglass. Sapp, who weighs well over 300 pounds, on a 6'5" frame, had to overpower the giant grizzly
No
in a
way.
sort of reverse tug of war. Needless to say, the bear won.
No shit. Jesus Christ.
Well, guys, that was my reaction to the top 10 most dangerous tourist attractions by They Will Kill You. I feel these guys are really underappreciated. Even though they got millions of subscribers, these guys need more recognition. So please subscribe to these guys. The link is going to be in the description down below. These guys are fan-fucking-tastic people. I love the creepy shit that they do. So fascinating. But now, what I was going to say before about the section about the Boa Viagem beach in Brazil, apparently it wasn't necessarily destroying the nurseries where the sharks were staying in the mangrove areas, but more like there was actually a slaughterhouse several miles inland that was bleeding all the, guts and shit all the way in the river and to the ocean, and that's why the sharks were coming. And this was going on for years before they found that out. But eventually, it was condemned, and then the shark attacks stopped completely. So and there's actually a documentary that I recommend you check it out if you're into shark attacks like I am. But, yeah, these places I would never want to go anyway, like the Trolltunga, I think that's what it is, and Half Dome, fuck that. I don't like heights to begin with. I'm a bitch when it comes to heights. I will never go to those places. Pay me $1 billion, I will still say no. Lightning strikes, falling to my death is not worth it. Even that cliff face in, I think it was in Scotland, I think? Whatever. I'm still not going. Anything involving heights that I may have the potential to fall, I'm not going. I'm sorry. Fuck that. If there's one place in this video that I may be curious to check out, is probably the Botanical Gardens, because it said people fainted, but not necessarily killed. So I may check that out in the future. I don't know, but most of the places I'm not going. And that last one, that shit really is going far. Fuck that shit, man. Talk about putting a game show where I'm gonna put you in this giant ass acrylic box and they have a giant fucking bear just try to smash it open and try to eat you. Fuck that, man. You out of your mind? I swear Japanese have no shit. They have no chill. I love Japan, but I'm just like, even I think that shit's far. Yeah, but guys, enough about my potential travel plans in the future because I'm not going to any of this shit. Anyway, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed my reaction, and I will see you guys later. I love you guys.